kids. Gotta love them. Hello, everybody. How you doing? He's like, get the hell out. Bye.
Good evening.
What's up, y'all? How are we doing?
So, what do we got here? We got Adele. Lefty's here below me, and Beccs is beside me. Lefty's filling in for Tian Aqua today because he had something come up. Shot him a message. I told him, I said, if you want to, you can. You don't have to. And he's nice enough to do it.
Not what happened at all.
He better.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Whenever whenever he saw it and saw who the guest was, he's like, yeah, I guess I'll be there. That's what he said. I'll show you the message.
Mm-hmm. I see how it is, Lefty.
But as you can see, our special guest tonight is Beccs.
What's up, guys?
This room.
Yes. And I am excited to be here.
What the heck was that?
I thought it was a dog, and then I saw the t-shirt.
That was my husband trying to sneak his way in to not be on camera.
That was great.
And we're starting off with a bang.
He just stood there and went like this, and then he just walked.
Yeah.
Nobody would have cared. But you got Adele was here first, then Bob Kaler. Beccs is in the chat, was in the chat too. Patty, Dennis, Bigfoot Fish Tanks, Annette, Mystery Snow Guardians, and Mark Sturlson.
Mark. Hi, Mark. I know Mark.
Hello.
That's a new one for me.
Mark is cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there's more. Holy cow. Yeah, we got Monster Fish Gal, New Local Austin, Jenna P, Skulls Aquatics, Q Aquatics, Dave Farrell, Stephen P. Of course, she had to bring her luggage with her. Hey, Stephen, how you doing? What's up, Brooklyn Bell? Danikin, Petro Man, how you doing? It's been a while. Merrick, how you doing, buddy? Debbie Holding, Paul McCartney. Then this guy.
Yeah,
Eduardo, that guy. Freaky Fish Lady. Fish Tank Dad, how you doing?
We got a good crowd tonight.
Yeah, as soon as them notifications come out a half hour later, more people normally show up. That's how it is sometimes.
Oh yeah. But no, we got a good crowd starting out here, Miss Holly.
We do.
Let's see. Miss Berkeley Bell. Yeah.
So if anybody has any questions for Beccs, put it in the chat. And I'm just going to warn you, I am not going political tonight. Nope. No. The stuff that they have on the news, that's all I'm saying. MC Aquatics, how you doing? Oh, I don't know why you're saying howdy. They already saw you. Yeah, no kidding. They saw that.
I don't know if I'd call that walked in the door or like snuck.
See, you could have took it as he just came home from the bar and was crawling into the living room.
Right? Right?
That was great.
Yeah. Only Kyle. Only Kyle can do that.
That's a question for you. He wants to know how many gallons and what's in the tank and et cetera, et cetera. You want to talk about it?
Go show. So this is my 5-gallon, and the only inhabitant in this lovely tank is my Pea Puffer, and his name is Smeagol, but I'll be honest, I call him Murder Bean.
Yeah.
They're murder beans.
It's a bean that kills stuff.
Yes, it definitely is. But no, I actually really like this tank. I did a video on it because this is the Marineland 5-gallon portrait, and a lot of people really like it. But the one thing that I hated was the built-in filtration system. So I actually did a whole video on taking that thing apart, taking it out, and I actually hooked it up with the Zoomed Nano canister for this particular tank. So if you're interested in this one, go check it out.
This is a pretty neat looking tank. I like it.
Yeah, I do. And I toss the light. Oh my God. I could go on like a 30-minute rant on how bad the light this thing came with was. Like, you couldn't see crap in this tank. So
Yeah, that's like I got a 15-gallon cube for $30 with a standoff with somebody literally down the street. Got it on Facebook. Believe it or not, I was like, $30? Yeah, I'll get it tomorrow. Because normally they're like, oh, I got this 15-gallon column. I want $150 for it. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, the light that comes with it kind of sucks, but I ended up because it has those like them LED kit lights that you get whenever you get a new one.
oh yeah.
Yeah, they suck. Well,
Yep.
I added more lights to it. I just super glued it to it from another fish tank.
That's
like,
one way to do it.
what?
Yeah. Yeah. I can't even do that. I just like, because to me, especially for a planted tank, I look at these kits and the lights that they come with, and if it's all white or it's the blue and white, number one, too much blue light and your algae is just going to go. So that's a big no. And number two, red. Red is an important color in the spectrum for plants. So no matter what, any light that I have on my tanks, which are all planted, it's going to have a red light somewhere in there. So I was like, screw it. We're done. I tossed it. I went and got this. This is the Phoenix clip-on that you can get off of Amazon. I like Phoenix brand,
Okay.
like Stingray. They make, this is basically like the planted version of the Stingray.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty neat.
The only thing I don't like about it is I can't dim it, and I can't. I have to have it on a Casa timer in order for it, because all of my tanks are on timers to be where they need to be the exact same time every single day. Because really plants benefit from uniformity in their light from day to day. But that's the only thing I don't like about it. I wish, and I can't. They make inline dimmers for certain lights too, but it has to be one of those that has like the female to male connector, and it goes in between. This one does not. It just is like straight plug. So I can't do that one either, unfortunately. But yes, this is one of my favorite tanks, mainly because Murder Bean.
I actually used to have Pea Puffers myself. I loved them. I was actually able to keep two together. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, if you have the space and if you plant the absolute hell out of that tank so that they really can't see each other all that well and they can have their own territories, you can absolutely put them together.
These two actually swam together.
Really?
Yeah.
It happens.
Wow.
It was crazy.
It
They weren't
happens.
fighting. Then they didn't fight over food neither. Like when I put snails in there, or I would throw bloodworms in to feed them.
Oh yeah.
They didn't care. It was like, everybody says they like to kill each other. Well, that's a freaking lie. Well, it ain't, but it didn't work out for me that way. Thank God.
I mean, I feel like a lot of times we like to play by these hard, fast rules that we see online where it's like, oh, you can't put this with this, or you can't, you know, do this or that. Really, they're okay. Pirates of the Caribbean, they're more like guidelines. Like they're not hard, fast rules. Like, don't be afraid to try stuff. I mean, perfect example. So I have like 5 tanks, and one of them is a 10-gallon Betta tank that I have back in my bedroom. And when I first brought that Betta home, his name is Sakura. When I first brought him home, I tried to put some Amano shrimp in with him, and he tried to kill him. I mean, he was not having it. He was like, oh, hell no. Who the hell are you? Get the heck out of my tank. And so I'm like, man, this is a fish that I'm not going to be able to put anything else with. Like, this is just going to have to be his 10-gallon. Well, as you all know, I've had my pygmy cories breeding like crazy, and it's really taxing my bioload, my 14. So I'm like, okay, well, I got to find a home for these guys. Otherwise, I'm going to have to like set up my quarantine tank and move them. And So I'm like, I am going to risk something major and try to put a handful of them in with this betta. And I fully well expected Sakura to just be like, F all of you, I get the hell out of my No, I put those little guys in. I tested it first, right? Like I took a specimen container, put it in, put them in the specimen container and saw what he did when he saw them. And the moment that he wasn't flaring or anything, I'm like, this might work. And then I gave it about, I don't know, an hour. That way they could temperature regulate too. And I put them in. And I sat there and I bit my nails because I'm like, all right, he's going to kill him. He's going to kill him. He could not have cared less. He looked at them like, the hell are you? You are small and hyper and annoying. I am going to swim away now. He doesn't care. He hasn't gone after a single one of them. You just got to try it. Don't be afraid to try stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's like right now in this back here, them 2 electric blue cars will go into that castle, and the catfish are in there with them. They don't care. I figured they would have tried to kick them out. No, they just don't care.
Yes. So don't be afraid to try stuff. I know,
Yes.
you know, that's the downside. We love the YouTubes. We love the interwebs, but sometimes they can really make us second guess ourselves. Go with your gut. Don't be afraid to try things. That's the fun part of the hobby.
That, and then whenever you notice that something's going wrong, hurry up and get that fish out if you want to save it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but it's like, you know, it's like Corey says, hi, Matt. It's like Corey says all the time, spend time watching your fish.
Yeah.
Get to know their behaviors. Watch your tanks. Because the moment that something's off or wrong, they'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
They will absolutely tell you.
There's Jason.
Hi, Jason. Degenerate.
What a
Let's
degenerate.
see. Oh, Snoochie Booch came in.
Yes, he did.
Let's see. John, my fish tanks aquatics came in.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the question from Brookley about the lights at 6:10?
Let's see.
No, I did not. Boy, I'm a terrible host tonight.
It was Beccs got added, so I wasn't sure if she saw it or not.
Okay, here we go. In your opinion, which is better, Phoenix Planted Plus 24/7 or Fluval 3.0? So honestly, Brookley, I actually have all of those lights, like literally every single one of them. I have like the clip-on version of the Planted Plus, basically. But it depends on the tank and it depends on the plants. So perfect example, my 14-gallon is a 14-gallon rimless cube from Aquayan. And I originally had the Fluval 3.0 Nano on that one. And the only plants I have in there are low to medium light plants, jungle vallisneria, crypts, really easy growing stuff. And that was way too much light. Like that Nano 3.0 from Fluval was like blinding. Even turned down on like 40% was still algae factory.
Wow.
And I mean, and I dose my tanks and everything with ferts the whole bit. So I actually was watching Bentley Pasco, and if you really want to get into the ins and outs of the lights like that, Bentley Pasco is the place to go. He's developed his own schedules and everything for Fluvals. He actually recommended that it be switched to the Fluval Aqua Sky because it's a lot less bright, a lot less strong. So I ended up moving the Aqua Sky on that one. I moved the 3.0 Nano onto my column 10-gallon tank because it needed more light penetration, right? Because it's a column tank. So that's doing better. The Aqua Sky is doing better. So really just think about the plants you have in those tanks and think about, do they need a lot of light? Are they medium to low light? And think about the depth of the tanks as well. And you can kind of go from there.
Freaking Lumpy Dog. How you doing, buddy?
I enjoy Lumpy Dog.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Yes, I enjoy when he comes in. But yes, if I would highly suggest Bentley Pasco goes on Tuesday nights at I'm trying to think, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm Mountain Time, so it's 7 for me. But he is a wealth of knowledge. He does all of the testing, and he's like amazing if you want to find out more about lights. And he answers a lot of questions. So I would suggest hitting up his stream.
There you
Aw.
go.
Oh, it's a puppers.
That's a stick.
I like we both had the same reaction.
It's an animal and it's cute.
Yeah,
What
that's
other
my,
reaction is there?
True.
I got 3 labs. And whenever they
Oh.
hear a different voice, they go nuts thinking somebody's at the door. It's funny. There's nobody there. What's up, Canisteo?
And Steven makes
Hey.
a really good point too. And he's another one with plants. I mean, as you know, Brookley, 3.0 can be tweaked within the ideal spectrum a lot better. Absolutely. And it takes a long time to do it. It takes a long time to find the right balance. You just got to have the patience if you want to go down that route. For sure. Yes, Kyle, puppy. Oh, Canisteo.
Be seeing him again this year.
Mm.
At the Clash.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
I'm sure he'll probably be. I don't know. I don't really all know who's all going to the Triple Crown now because that's all we've been talking about is the class.
People have also canceled Triple Crown too, so
Yeah, I mean it's expensive, and I mean for us, we really were planning to go, but the schedule's not going to work for us as far as Kyle being able to get off work. I could go by myself, but he really, really, really wants to go because now you guys are like the people he wants to meet for some reason. I don't know.
Something's wrong.
why? Well, yeah, why everybody want to meet us?
He wants to meet us.
Yeah,
Boy,
believe it or not.
he's gonna have a
I
lot.
regret that.
Yeah, he's gonna regret that. Yeah, so I'll get to see it twice this year,
Oh, me too.
Very cool.
and they're going to both. The P's are going to both.
Mm-hmm. I'm just stoked that the P's are going to the Clash now.
Yeah, it's cool. It sucks what happened with their AC, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, stuff like that happens whenever you have
Yeah.
a house.
Yeah, that's the positive side to renting the way that we do. And I saw a question, Lumpy Dog. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, they are. I can't run anymore, but I used to do 5Ks all the time. So those are all 5K running medals behind me. Yeah. Those are all my hardware that I like to show.
How many
Hey,
fish
Dennis.
tanks do you have?
5.
5.
Mm-hmm. They're all nano though, and the next one will be the 60-gallon breeder.
I saw one of those. Those are nice. It's just a 75-gallon short.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Exactly. And the best thing about that is, you get that footprint of a 75, you get the depth of the 75 that a 55 wouldn't give you, but you don't have that height that you're struggling with. And that also makes it easy because you see like that 60 and you're like, oh, what can I do for a stand? I'd have to build it. Nuh-uh. Go buy a stand for a 75, you're golden. Makes it easy. Yeah, and it's a freaking miracle, Eduardo.
Yeah.
I was going to say something, but I knew she was going to say it as soon as she seen it, so I just left it go.
He knows that I only pick on him because I enjoy him. I only pick on people I enjoy.
But if I start messing with you, you're going to think
Then
there's
you're in
something wrong.
deep. Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I see Paul Sotero, who's another really good plant guy, using the Aqua Sky with the Phoenix Stingray 2 on the 120, the change in plate. Very cool. Very cool. I'm not opposed to mixing lights. Not at all.
I use mostly PetSmart lights.
Hey,
Have you seen any of All Things Fish videos? He has them, and so does Chubbs. They're hanging from the ceiling. They're like a box light.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what those are called?
Is it like a grow light?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a grow light on one of my tanks,
You talk about like a shop light?
No.
or like a plant, like a vegetable plant grow light kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I use that on one of mine, and it's just a free flowing algae free fest. That's
Oh,
free green
algae.
water.
Yes, thank you, Stephen. That's it.
There we go.
The
Leave
present.
it to Steven.
I knew he would know. I just
Steve-
couldn't remember. He has like a 125-gallon tank that he has like 2 or 3 of them on.
Oh.
They're pretty neat. Oops.
Eduardo, you are defeating the entire purpose of what you're calling yourself out for by calling yourself out for it.
Well, now he's just showing he wants attention. Oh, everybody go to his shorts so that'll actually help him shut up. Anyways, my bad. Sorry. Ugh. I was trying to be a good boy tonight. He brings the best out of me.
And
So, from what it's called, the armpit. Okay,
I was just looking at that.
Yep.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It would
And
be easier to maintain because you don't have to get a freaking step ladder
Mm-hmm.
and then pretty much go inside the tank.
and it's like Dee Dee's talked about too. For women, it's more like the boob test. Like as long as we're leaning in and nothing gets wet, it's not just the armpits for us. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Lady Metalhead's here tonight.
Hey, Lady Metalhead.
Lady Metalhead.
Yeah, they actually have cooling fans on them. Yeah, that's true. They're pretty neat. I ain't spending that money though.
And I don't know if I want to ask this question, but what are we talking about, Matt, and going to something naked? Do I want to know?
No, I missed that.
Do I really want to know? I don't
Oh,
think
he
I
just
do.
said he's not going to be dressed as anything.
Okay.
I mean, I have short arms only, Oscar. I also have small hands. My
That's
mother
what-
has bigger hands than I do.
Matt
That's
going
like-
to anything is laughable.
That's like this tank, the 55 behind me. I got to pretty much roll this sleeve up or take his shirt off just to get to the bottom of the tank to do it.
Yeah.
But I normally wait till I do a water change.
Mm-hmm.
Peplin.
What's going on, Peplin?
Peplin in the house. I hope you guys are feeling better.
Oh, yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, I was originally looking at a 55 skipper, and then I can thank Steven for talking me into the 60-gallon breeder. He was like, it's a 5 extra gallons, and it's not as tall. Why not? He made a point. I couldn't argue it.
Yeah,
That's
and it was a week or two ago. I was up there at Petco and I saw it. I was like, man, that's actually pretty neat looking.
It is. It is. And it
And
makes it easier to get tops too. Because once again, you can use somebody actually asked that question about it on Petco's website. What tops can we use? And Aquayan said you can use our 75s, our tops for 75s.
Cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what made them make that.
There's usually a demand in some side of the market that spurs them on to make something like that. More than
That was
likely.
like them. What is that? The 55 low boys.
I think, is it a 55 or a 50? I want to say, I thought it was a 50 low boy. I don't remember.
Nah, what's 5 gallons?
Yeah. I mean, they're cool. So I've
2
seen a lot of
inches.
people make like running river tanks out of those low boys, which is pretty cool.
And it, like your fish stores love them for frag tanks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Primetime Aquatics has one in the middle of his fish room, and they're 50 low boys. Kenny says, and he has Shelly's in his.
Oh, that's cool.
That would be cool.
I don't know where this conversation is going, but Kyle's last comment is concerning me.
I'm letting you go. I think you got a man crush on each other.
Seriously.
I would be worried if I was you. I'm just saying.
Well, that might be a good. Steven makes a point there. Thinks that they realized 55 was the worst tank size between 40 and 75. So that is true. Maybe maybe people were like, "Hey, this size sucks. Can you make something else with a different profile?"
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you really can't do much with them.
Mm.
Mm.
Like, say you got an Oscar, you're only going to have one of them in there. You can't.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. That 60 opens up. I mean, it's amazing as you get into the higher gallons, what just 5 or 10 gallons opens up for you to be able to play with as far as room is concerned and bio load. Especially if you plant the ever living crap out of it.
Mhm.
I'm ignoring it, Lefty. That's all I can do.
Yup.
Anyways, next question, Skipper. Hit me with another question.
I was going to be like, so you filed for paperwork or what? Like, it's getting deep here.
Is there a fish you've wanted to keep but haven't been able to yet?
Oh yeah, quite a few of them actually. So my what's my number one right now? My number one, and it's probably the closest one I'm going to be able to do first, is going to be a Dojo Loach, like a golden dojo.
They're cool.
They're so cute. I love any of the loaches. I just think they're adorable. Probably it would be cool to have a group of Amazon puffers would be fun. I always butcher this name, but Shotodenai puffer would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love let's see. There's quite a few. I'm delving into the world of rainbows.
Okay.
So I'm starting to learn about some of the different rainbow species.
Mm-hmm.
Since that is more of a new thing for me because I've been doing nanofish. It's all nanofish for me right now.
Nothing wrong with nanofish.
No, I mean I love it. And yeah, you have more tanks to take care of, but you can get some pretty cool. I mean, like my pygmy cories, they're the funniest little things to watch. They don't ever stop. Like you look at, I have 3 emeralds too, and you would think the emeralds just kind of do their thing and lay around and sift through the substrate. The pygmy cories are like, oh f that, we're gonna be here, there, and everywhere, and oh yeah,
they go nuts. I love them.
They're like the Danios. They're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Celestial Pardanias is another one that I'd enjoy to keep. I want to try a couple of the different betta species aside from betta splendens. That would be fun. Like there's I know that, Stephen. I would not make the mistake of referring to a pseudomcgill as a rainbow.
I still say just to piss
it's in the common name.
Mm-hmm. Yes, true. Stephen F. the Fish Police. That's right.
Yep.
So if you had, like, say, I don't know, like if you wanted to keep a monster fish, what would you keep?
Arowanas. Arowanas. They're really, really cool looking.
Any one in particular or just
arowanas? They're super, super cool looking and the larger catfish. I love catfish, period. I think they're cool. I really do. I like it's the barbels.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cute. That's why I love the loaches too, like the little coolie loaches with those cute little faces and little barbels.
I gotta try coolies again.
Oh, I'm getting some. Now that I know that Sakura does not mind having tank mates, he will be having some coolie loaches in with him here soon.
Yeah.
Would you prefer the plain talk back?
I think I
would. Might be a good idea.
Now, so okay, Scotty over here, Scotty Aquati, that would be really cool too. That's something I've heard like Corey talk about a lot. It would be super expensive, but to have like a larger tank with massive shoals of the really pretty nanofish, that would be amazing to look at.
Yes, it would.
I think like when these fish get old and they all die, I think I'm going to do that with this one.
I think it'd be cool.
Pretty cool. I
do. I like the Synodontis, the different species of Synodontis. Those are really cool. I forget there's one, and I forget the name of it, but it's really, really cute. It's like a Synodontis, and then it starts with an O, but they're adorable. See, you guys got to realize I'm only been fish keeping seriously for about a year. I started with a betta in a 3-gallon top fin tank. And I had him for about a year. And then
Oscillator.
yes, that one. Thank you, Lefty. Thank you.
Thank Google.
Thank you, Google.
Hello, Nola.
Nola, what's up? Looking at what Steven said, my 90 is basically a nano tank, except for the yeah. I think they look cool.
Oh, those are cute.
Olivia.
That is a cute
Olivia.
catfish.
Isn't he cute though? Like he's super cute. I missed Olive. I'm looking at what Mystery Snow. What's Annette saying? Oh.
Yeah, you gotta get back and watch it. It's funny.
Oh man.
Like he came home and he was in trouble.
You would think that I beat him or something.
Have you looked at the Spot Catfish?
I have not.
That's one that I got that from Dan's Fish, and I could not be happier. It's going on 2 years now. It's a cool small. I think I only get about 4 inches, and it's something that I can keep in my smaller tanks, and I don't have to worry about it too bad. It's actually
yeah, they are cute,
They're
Lefty.
pretty.
Yeah.
He don't have any more, but yeah, they are.
I thought he had. He got rid of them all finally.
I think so.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool looking for sure. Like I'm still discovering all the different species and all. And the cool thing is my LFS, he really likes to get in a lot of the he's like the way that Dan looks at his sales, how Dan likes to get the more interesting, a little bit more exotic species in. That's how my LFS guy is. Like he doesn't want to carry the typical, neon tetras, cardinal tetras.
Stuff, yeah.
I mean, that's where I got my L129 Pleco from, was him. And I mean, I had never heard of a Colombian zebra.
Me neither.
Oh, they're pretty. I never see his little ass, but they're pretty.
Oh wait, I'm lying. I did. They actually, believe it or not, this is whenever fish were hard to get in. About, we'll say 6 months ago. The Petco here that I go to was actually getting in oddball fish that they normally don't, and that was one of them.
Oh, okay.
I almost did it, but I was like, no, I don't like this price. I'm good. So when I see you, buddy.
I don't see anybody. Who are you talking to, Skipper? I don't see anybody named Fishymon in chat.
Oh, well, he's gonna have to jump or something.
Yeah, that's how the guy that the fish store I went to that mock interview thing was. He's like, yeah, I probably should have gotten the normal stuff because he's got a room just for nano fish, and it's the random Rasbora species and the random tetra species that most people don't know about. And he's having trouble selling things because people don't know what the heck they are.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like I've seen people come in who are brand new to fish keeping, and they're asking Colin, the guy that owns mine, like, what is this? How do I keep it? Yeah. And he's like a big Pleco nerd. So he gets in like green phantoms, blue phantoms. He gets in a lot of the clown Plecos. Originally, I was going to buy a clown Pleco. And when I went in, he had the Colombian zebras. And I'm like, ooh, well, this is different. And I looked him up. I came home and I looked him up really fast because I wasn't familiar with him. And I'm never going to buy a fish that I'm not familiar with, that I haven't done the research on. So once I realized that he would do well in the tank that I put him in, I went back and was like, I will take one of those, please.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's beautiful, like beautiful markings, and he's a Hyppencystrus, so he's more carnivorous than anything. He's not an algae eater. He might have the little sucky face, but he is not an algae eater. And I have seen that fish do some freaking damage ramming to keep my Corridoras away when I'm feeding Daphnia.
Yeah. So they're like a zebra Pleco in a way, but they're the off-brand of it's what I call them. When I first saw it, I was like, well, this is just a cheap zebra Pleco without being real white. Because they're like brown with like we'll call it a tan stripes or whatever, like off-white. They're pretty cool looking. I like them. I should have got some, but I was like,
Eduardo, I think you might be thinking of a different type of Pleco. Clowns usually only get 3 to 4 inches, from what I
Yeah, they stay
understand.
small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
so, oh, no, go ahead, Beccs.
the mini snowball, and I think that's the L471. The mini snowball Pleco, I think, is the smallest on record so far. And they are adorable. And that will be another bucket list fish, is the mini snowball Pleco.
Did you ever get, since you have nano tanks, stone catfish?
Mm-mm.
Oh, they're cool.
Really? I will have to look at them.
You're just gonna come away from this stream with another list of fish you want to get now.
Well, you know what? As I'm sitting here looking at this bromance that's developing, I think that means I should get another tank.
Yeah, because if he, whatever, if he wants to go with him, the heck with him. Just get more tanks. Here, you have a problem here. Call Matt.
Let's.
Yes, redfish,
Mhm.
bluefish. He has some very nice fish. The wet spot and aquatic arts.
I have not ordered from the wet spot. I have done a lot of window shopping. By King
Matter of fact,
Aquatics.
somebody, I'll do it here. Go ahead.
I've done window shopping at Redfish Bluefish, and I have bought from Aquatic Arts. They're really good.
Yeah, what's his name? His name's Jason, I think. Redfish, bluefish,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gets some pretty nice stuff in,
Yeah, he does.
and I do believe he gets Bentley Pascal's guppies.
Yes. The what are they? Blue Moscow, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gets his guppies from him directly. And then I'll buy from Flip Aquatics. I'll buy from Flip sometimes.
Yeah, he's good people.
Yeah, he is good people. I've never had an issue buying from him. In fact, Murder Bean over here is from Flip Aquatics.
Oh, I've been seriously looking about Pea Puffers. I'd want to get more than one, and I don't have the tank for more than one.
Yeah, and so I had my maintenance guy and this is the funny thing. My maintenance guy for my apartment comes in all the time, and the first thing he does when he walks in the door is make a beeline for this tank. And he's always like, Murder Bean, where's Murder Bean? I gotta see Murder Bean. And now he wants one. And I told him, I said, all right, David, look, if you want a Murder Bean, you got to really make sure you're set up for one. That is not a fish that you can just go out and buy. Like, you need to make sure you've got snail colony tanks set up with the snails. You got to make sure that you've got bloodworms. I mean, mine will only eat frozen bloodworms, and he'll only eat snails. They're picky.
I did. Man, this has been a while ago. I had them. There was something. I used a fish food. It might have been. Actually, it was tetracolor granules because they were red. They went after him and ate it.
Yeah, I've heard they'll go after vibrobites too. Sometimes.
I was going to say, have you tried those yet, Beccs?
Yeah, I've tried vibrobites with this guy, and he has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
But I feed him his frozen bloodworms with a like a pipette, and now he's learned when he sees the pipette that it's feeding time. So he wherever he is in the tank, he'll see the pipette come down, and immediately it's like boom, like right off to right where it is. Like, yes, bloodworms. Mom's got bloodworms. They're smart. They are intelligent fish.
They are. They're not. I think any puffer, they're pretty smart.
Yep. In fact, I remember Dan saying one stream, because I had asked him, because this was the first fish I'd ever ordered offline. And I told him, I said, he came in, understandably so, from stress, really pale. When can I kind of expect him to color up and de-stress, if you will? And he said they are very intelligent fish, and because they are very intelligent, it can take them a lot longer than most other fish to actually settle in and get comfortable and color back up.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Jess!
There's trouble.
Uh-oh.
Miss Jess. Hello, my dear.
Hey, Jess.
Let's see. So what else do you want to know?
You said you were only fish keeping for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So like seriously fish keeping? Has there been a fish that you bought so far within that year that you wish you never would have?
Oh, easily. And that is, as we were discussing, I want to say on Steven's stream, auto sinkless.
What?
Yeah, I can see that.
Auto sinkless. Like,
How?
yeah. And I think I got them from a local pet store here, Pet Supplies Plus, because I've gotten a lot of fish from them. And mine is really good. Like, I know the manager for the fish section and I trust them. But for some reason, this batch of autos that they got in, man, like they looked good. They were fat. And I did everything right. But they just were like, nope. And died.
Yeah, that's been my experience with them too.
Actually, I bought 4, and obviously because it was from Petco, and 2 died, and the other 2 are still going strong.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if I ever do them again, because I got them for my 14 gallon, and because I was trying to do like they're all Amazon fish in at that time. Now I'm like, it's a community tank, whatever. You can go in there and you can go in there and you can. But originally I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do an Amazon tank and it's gonna be super cool, and I'm gonna do biotope and no.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, oh, you're pretty, you'll fit, you'll work. Okay, and you go.
Oh, that's funny.
But no, the autos, yeah, Steven, that would be a great video.
That would be a good video.
A lot of people have problems with them.
Yep.
Mhm.
A lot, because they are so difficult
Finicky.
and most of them are wild.
Finicky, yep.
Mhm.
I've heard a lot of people do the thing where they stick a rock and a cup of water up on their windowsill, let it sit there until it gets all the algae on it, and they throw it in their tank for them to have an actual natural food source instead of, the pellets or the wafers, because they just don't take to them as easily as other fish will.
And I think Steven said that's what he does, and he uses the Rapashi and coats the rocks and stuff as well as a supplement.
I don't do all that. You know what they get? You get the same thing I feed the Corys, and they eat it. They love it. It's the bottom feeder
Okay.
bug bites.
Well, you're just special, Skipper, then.
Yep.
Well, that is true, but
It's like Fishymon and its damn pink
Those-
flamingo.
yeah.
So you just
All
feed them
the
these.
Yeah, that's what I
Wow.
feed.
Okay. Mine did not. Nope.
And every once in a while, there's bug bite wafers, algae wafers. I throw in there once in a while. That's it.
Yeah, they wouldn't touch him, man. I have tried everything. I've got Soylent Green Rapashi. I have Super Green Rapashi. Like algae wafers, all of it. Nope. Nope. I was like, all right, not never again. I think eventually I'll try again, but
You know who I would try them from? If I was ever going to do them again, I'd try them from Dan, because Dan will tell you what they're eating on. That way you have some more smaller list of what you can feed them that they're used to eating. He'd be the only one I would try and do them from again.
Yeah, I agree. And I might look at trying from Flip too, because he also will tell you what he feeds them.
Yep.
I enjoy, so the one thing I really enjoy about people like Dan, like Rob from Flip Aquatics, is they tell you their tank parameters.
Yeah.
They tell you the temperature, they tell you the pH, they tell you what they're feeding them. So there's no guesswork involved versus just going and buying them somewhere else that maybe they're not that great about, hey, this is what we're feeding them, or you forget to ask, or anything else like that. And especially with fish like autocinklus, or even like my Colombian zebra, that was the first thing I asked was, what are these guys eating? Because I had read that they're very picky and people try to feed them like you would an Ancistrus and they're not going to eat it. And so he immediately was like, I'm feeding them this Sarah Pleco wafer. Boom. I had no issues.
Okay.
He's fat and happy and an asshole.
Stephen P. asked Richard, he says his eats baby brine. He goes, what psycho autos do you have?
In all seriousness, I was reading something because there's a couple different types of autocinkless.
Mhm.
And I don't remember where it was that I read this, so don't quote me on it. But I found it incredibly interesting. Some autocinkless do want protein in their diet, but it depends on the type of auto that it is. Like I said, don't quote me on it. I remember reading it somewhere when I was having all the issues with the autocinkless. But there are some species that like a little bit of protein in their diet, and they will eat brine shrimp and some of the more protein rich rapashi.
Maybe that's why skippers get away with eating the bug bites then.
Yeah, it very well could be.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe that's the problem. We're all getting different species of autos and we don't know it.
Yep. Yeah.
I almost picked some more up today too because I had them there. I was close. I was so close to doing it.
You can ask Kyle. I literally cried. I was such a baby. Like, I'm like, why are they all dying on me? I'm a horrible fish mom. Like,
I get it.
It happens. You have fish die on you. Sometimes it's your issue. Sometimes it's the fish issue. Just part of the hobby. You got to get used to losing fish. It sucks, but it happens.
Some fish are harder than others, though, depending on what they are. Like beta fish still kills me to lose one of them because they're each all different. They're every freaking one of them has their own unique quirks, and it's like people are like, oh, they don't have personalities. It's like, F you, of course they do.
Oh yeah, they do. Especially the fish that are more like water puppies. If you're talking about like Dojo Loaches or Bettas or Pea Puffers or any puffer for that matter. I mean, hell, Murder Bean sees me coming in the kitchen and is like, oh, mom's here. Mom's here. Does this mean we get food? Like they get to know you. They know your face. And it's hard when you lose them.
If you would see that 10-gallon tank, you wouldn't believe that those fish are still alive in it. I got 2 autos, 2 bristlenose plecos, and 6 long fin Aeneas long fin Aeneas cories in that tank.
Wow.
And there, I just took out the 5 white clouds that were in it.
Wow. And Steven makes a good point too. Yeah, sometimes autos are too far gone when you buy them.
Yeah.
They need the pressure. Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's like okay, we all know that certain places do not quarantine their fish, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you find an LFS or a fish store that does, stick with that place.
Oh, yeah.
I am lucky enough to say that there is an LFS that's 30 minutes away from me that she does that. When she gets her fish in, she does not sell them right away. She will keep them for like 2 weeks, make sure they're not sick, and then she'll sell them.
Yep, that's what my LFS guy does. They told me when I asked him, I did like my own little mini interview with him. I'm like, okay, so what do you do? Do you quarantine your fish? How long do you quarantine your fish? What do you feed your fish? I'm sure he felt like I was interrogating him, but I wanted to know.
Actually, you'll probably find out no, because I did that with her, and she was happy that I was asking that question.
He was too. The original owner, Robert, he was fantastic. He loved that I was a Pleco nerd. We would sit there and talk Plecos all the time. I would feel bad because there'd be customers coming in, and he would have to get back to him, which totally cool. You're running a business, but I always enjoyed if I was the only one in there. We would just shoot the shit about Plecos and corridors.
I did that at my PetSmart with the manager. He was a big fish guy, so he actually, when he hired people, made sure everybody had some basic knowledge of fish.
Yep.
I remember I was in there one time, and one of the fish employees refused to sell a goldfish to a 16-year-old because he didn't have a 55-gallon tank. She's like, "No, I'm not selling you this fish because you're going to put him in a bowl."
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, right? Because if you tell them no, they're going to go do it. They're going to go get it from somewhere else. So regardless, it's going to happen. But I get, so we have a really good Petco near us. And one of the managers I know, and his name is Nick, and he's amazing. And we got to talking one day. I went in to buy some plants because they had anacris. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go get some anacris because it's not illegal here in Colorado. And we ended up talking for like 30 minutes. He ended up giving me the anacris for free.
Wow.
Yeah. Get to know your pet people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'd be surprised what they'll do for you, especially if you're really interested in it and you're willing to learn. They like
Yep.
that.
They do. They appreciate it because that's one less customer that's going to come back to their store and be like, "You sold me a sick fish and
Yep.
it's dead." Like, they know you're not going to be that guy.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to be that guy.
Lumpy. 45-minute interrogation. All she did was buy one White Cloud minnow.
Technically, it was a 45-minute interrogation, and I walked out with a $25 Colombian zebra pleco,
Yeah.
whom I have a love-hate relationship with.
So I had clown plecos and I never saw them. Never
Mm-mm.
saw them.
No, they're not finicky is not the right word. They're skittish.
Yeah.
They are super skittish. But the only thing that cracks me up is this fish is super skittish, right? And when I'm cleaning, I have a big piece of spider wood in the 14-gallon. And every time I want to do a really good cleaning, I will, or I need to fix like the Java fern or something that's glued onto it. I'll pull it out and I'll work on it. And he's always sucked up underneath the bottom of this log. So I'll lift the log out and I'm like, all right, buddy, I need you to go. Because if you don't go, I can't move this out and you can't breathe air. And that little shit, no matter what I did, will not get off the fucking log. I'm like, this is one time I don't want to see you. Like, why are you doing this to me now? You can't come out and do this when people are like, oh, you have this in your tank? Cool. No, you want to do it when I need you to get off the log. You little butt. Geek Boy says he's that guy.
Yeah.
All right, what's Jason saying? I've had clown pleco for the last 6 years. I've seen him twice. Yeah. That's the biggest complaint I hear about plecos, man. It's like everybody's like, oh, they're pretty. I bought one, and now I don't see it.
The bristle nose plecos I have, I see them all the time.
Yeah.
I see mine at night. I never see him unless all the lights are off.
Well, like I have two that's together. I got 6 off of Stephen P. They're all out together. I want to think that if you have just one, that's what they do. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just in my head now. But
yeah, it's hard because when you read about them, especially the Hippen sisters, from what I understand, their territorial is all hell. I mean, I'm pretty sure the bristle nose is the same way. They'll kill each other. They will batter the crap out of each other if they don't have their own territories. That's Scuba Stevo. What's up, Scuba Stevo?
Hey,
Stevo.
Bye, Lumpy Dog. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Bye.
Bye.
Have fun with that. Mine ain't cold.
Miss Jenna P. Well, y'all's plecos are special then. That
Don't
they're
you
out
have
a
like
lot.
50 bajillion though?
Yeah,
Where are they gonna hide?
The odds are pretty good you're gonna see one a lot.
yeah.
You know, the fish I don't see ever is my Siamese algae eater. I never see that fish.
Huh.
What is it? Sorry.
My Siamese algae eater.
Really?
I'll just see this big silver thing every now and then swim by, so I know he's still alive. But I never actually see him come out anymore.
That's crazy.
Well, these true Siamese algae eaters, they're out all the stinking time.
They get big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
I looked at him. I'm like, wow, you got freaking fat.
Oh, them Chinese algae eaters, them ones.
Yeah, they'll get big. I think it's oh god, now I can't even remember. I've gone blank. Bentley has, I think, 2 or 3 of them in his Fluval Flex. It's always behind him when he streams, and they're always out. Like they're always out doing their thing. I want to say they're the reticulated SAE. I think. I don't remember. Don't quote me.
It's just regular run-of-the-mill Siamese algae eater I got from Dan.
Yeah.
Which again, only person I felt comfortable buying one from, so I didn't have to worry about it not being what I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, when I start to buy the rainbows for the 60, once I get to that point, it's only going to be from Dan. At this point, it's only ever going to be from Dan.
Don't get them from Petco.
Oh God, no.
Don't get them from a bulk store.
Thank you, Stephen. Yes, they are reticulated. I thought I was losing my mind. Miss Barbara Jackson, my 2 short fin brown and 1 short fin calico plecos hang out a lot. Oh, I bet you they're pretty. My 1 long fin pleco hides a lot. Yeah, I bet you they're pretty. Very pretty.
Yeah, I just realized I have 1, 2, 3, 5 different bristlenose species.
Wow. You know what, Paul? That is my big bucket list fish right there. One day I want a 200-gallon with nothing but discus.
Yes, please.
Colorful dinner plates swimming back and forth.
Yep, exactly.
That is my biggest one. Oh, bye, Daniel Velez. Have a good night.
Danica.
I need to send you an email. Yeah. I got to give you information. I'll get on that tomorrow.
Still can't believe you won that giveaway. You lucky duck.
Yep. I missed it. I couldn't watch last weekend.
Boy, that made my day.
I think that would make anyone's day. Like Fishtoberfest is another one I totally want to go to.
And I get to go to his fish house.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to. Oh, man, I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, they're both so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can just tell you're going to have a blast. I think that's going to be amazing. But yeah, Fishtoberfest. We can't do it this year, but if they do it again next year, we definitely want to try and go.
Well, last year it was 1 day. This year it's 2 days. So
good. I think it'll be cool.
I think they'll keep having it. They'll probably have a good turnout again this year, I hope, for them.
Oh, yeah. I know. I mean, and I think the Clash will have a massive turnout with much as we're pushing it. Oh, geez, Steven.
That's all he does. That works himself. That's what he does.
That's how it works, Steven.
I'm having flashbacks to, yesterday when Matt was saying what he was about. I hope nothing happens to Steven's plane.
Now Scuba's talking my dream tank right there, a 200-gallon with all Tetra types.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh,
that would be very cool. There's just something about that many of those little fish just shoaling, like what you see in the documentaries from the oceans where you see those massive shoals of fish and this moving constantly
I love that.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I love that.
Cool.
It's like whenever you get on like Animal Plant and they're doing ocean stuff and they show that big bait ball.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You have to check that out then, Paul.
Look at the video I posted, my discus tank. Oh, yeah. I've been meaning to check that out, Paul. Actually, I have totally been meaning to check that out.
Check that out.
You got about 2 minutes, Skipper.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. We got 2 minutes. Holy cow. You know, it's funny is I actually started on time again this week.
Oh, my goodness.
Yay.
Nuts.
Well, I really appreciate you having me up, Skipper. It's been fun, and I'm glad that Lefty could join us today.
I'm glad I could be here, too.
Yeah, it was great having the both of you up again. You were up last night also, but
unplanned.
Last night was unscheduled. Doesn't count.
No.
I was only planning on going for an hour.
Yeah.
Just blame Jason.
Yeah, it's Jason's fault.
It's Jason and Leonardo's fault.
So anyways, we got a minute left. I want to thank the mods for posting links and stuff and helping us out in chat. I want to thank Beccs for coming up on the channel tonight and Lefty for filling in as a co-host tonight. Appreciate it.
No problem.
And I want to thank everybody in chat for taking their time out to come to the Fish Talk. Everybody have a good night.
Yep.
And there was one thing that I was asked. They were 1.5 inch plecos I got off of Stephen P. Eduardo asked that question probably about halfway through.
Well, thanks for coming, guys. Everybody have a good night.
And go on over to Susie Q's and enjoy her. She's next. She's up next.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Bye.